Morning, Al. Morning, Ray. How are you?
Very good. Moose, first of all, tell us a little bit about the atmosphere before, during the game, after the game. Was it disappointment, or were the Germans making a load of noise? What was it like?
Yeah, I mean, listen, beforehand the atmosphere was amazing. Absolutely amazing. But as you both know, if the away team scores after a minute, then it's like, puncturing a balloon. And unfortunately, for about 10 minutes, all you could hear was the German fans who were brilliant. But then I thought the West Ham fans picked up as well. They needed a moment. That moment came when Jared Bowen hit the post. And then, of course, West Ham equalised. And you know what? Really fine margins. West Ham hit the woodwork 3 times in all. Benrahma and then Bowen with that overhead kick late on in the second half. I know that Frankfurt hit the post as well. I think both sides were pretty evenly matched. And although I know you went into the package saying that West Ham's hopes have been dealt a bit of a blow. Listen, they've done it before. They did it coming from behind against Sevilla. They did it, after being 1-1 and having Cresswell sent off against Lyon. In both cases, they won the tie in the second leg. So add that to the fact that Frankfurt have only won, I think, 2 home games since the turn of the year. I still think there's a lot of optimism for next week.
Certainly, I think set plays, Moose. I mean, if you look at West Ham's side, they're very big lads, aren't they? Souček, and you got to get balls in good areas. We saw from the goal where Zuma got a good header across the goal, and there was 2 trying to tap it in at the back post. I think that just lacked a little bit of quality in that final third last night. West Ham.
I mean, when I spoke to David Boys afterwards, I put that to him. I said that next week surely the quality of the corners and free kicks needs to be better. In fact, the way I put it to him, which he took on board, he said that it was their worst performance in terms of delivery for 2 years. I said it was like most of the night, it was like catching practice for the goalkeeper, which is what it was. It was too close to the keeper. It was right under his crossbar. It was easy. Really, I mean, unlike most European keepers who just try and punch everything, Trapp last night was quite happy to catch everything. So you're right. I mean, the delivery was poor. The quality was poor. Was it nerves? Was it going a goal down after a minute? It could have been a multitude of things, but when you consider that West Ham didn't play well last night, and yet are still very much in this tie. The one thing that has saved West Ham in the last 3 rounds against Sevilla and certainly against Lyon, and certainly last night, is the fact the away goals don't count anymore. The fact there are no away goals, which is brilliant. Under the old circumstances, having conceded 2 at home, you'd probably say it was a really tall order for West Ham. But now they've only got to go there and win 1-0 next week, take it to extra time and penalties. Yeah. So I don't see where there should be all doom and gloom. Zuma was back; that was no surprise to me. I'd heard a whisper that he'd been training and in the gym and would be back. And I think that providing his ankles come through last night, he'll of course be rested for Sunday. And providing everybody else is rested for Sunday again, without being negative, Alan. I was right last time when you had to go at me when I said that, and Zuma got injured at Brentford.
Can't remember that, Moose, to be honest.
Yeah,
sure it was me.
Yes, I think so. I think the next 2 words from you are "I apologise."
I don't remember, Moose, to be honest.
I think the next 2 words. But then again,
you were due to get something right.
I think I'll take that as the apology then. But they got Arsenal on Sunday. Just let it go. Play all the kids and then go to Frankfurt. That is now the season. The season is in Frankfurt next Thursday.
Absolutely. Who made a big difference when he came on, Moose? Benrahma. I thought he was really good when he came on. He was lively. He was 1 and 2 touch football. I thought he changed the game a little bit. He had a great effort. It was really unlucky when he cut inside, and a fantastic shot just to clip the outside of the post. But it's going to be a weird weekend because obviously he will rest players against Arsenal. We're going for 4th place, and who have Spurs got? Leicester. And they're going to rest players, and they're also going for 4th spot. So you know what? 2 rested teams they're playing this weekend.
I'm going to put a call into the Premier League today, right? Because it doesn't affect the integrity of anything. Because West Ham and Leicester aren't affecting anything, right? As long as the home fans in both situations, all the fans that bought tickets don't mind. What the Premier League should do here to help out their clubs is go, right, Arsenal and Spurs are going to battle for 4th. Their big game is the North London derby. Give them both 3 points this weekend because it doesn't change anything. Call both games off. Let Leicester and West Ham have their feet up. No, because what's better? What is better, seriously? West Ham and Leicester qualifying for finals in Europe and playing in finals in Europe next month, or making a real effort or making any effort or some effort this week in games that they're probably going to lose anyway against sides that in 2 weeks' time meet up for a North London derby, which will decide top 4. So if I was the Premier League, the sensible, common sense approach is, right, lads, everybody have a weekend off. We'll give Spurs and Arsenal both a 2-0 win, whatever, 3-0 win, 3 points.
That's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Have you had any sleep last night?
Think about it. No.
But if Man United were going for 4th place as well, though, and they're playing this weekend.
Who?
No, but if they were. But if there's other teams going for 4th place, how do you...
There isn't. If there isn't.
Yeah, but there might be. You can't just make them all up this weekend.
Who's the other team? There isn't another team.
Yeah, but you can't just... You can't just suddenly, right, this weekend you 4 teams don't play because you're in the Europa League and you're going for 4th place. You can't do that, can you? This
is a unique situation.
It might come down to goal difference, so what happens then?
Yeah, exactly. Well said, mate. Moose, go and have some breakfast.
Go and have some breakfast. You must be hungry. You come out with
No, I've just said, if you give them both an Arsenal and Spurs a 2-0 win, the goal difference doesn't change. That's just pure mathematics.
Al,
right.
What is it, Al? A numpty?
A numpty, yes.
In all seriousness, I don't think anybody's going to moan if West Ham and Leicester play very, very changed, let's say, because there's no amount of
there's also the small matter of how much money you get for where you placed at the end of the season.
Yeah, and
in terms of just rather than finish 4th or 5th and you finish 7th, there's a big difference in money what you get. There's still a lot to play for, right?
West Ham don't need to worry about their position in the league because Manchester United are so rubbish that they're not going to be caught. I mean, in general.
Moose, give Mrs. Moose a nudge. Tell her to get the breakfast on. You need to.
In general, I take your point, but I mean seriously, what both West Ham financially and Leicester financially will benefit more from winning their tournaments this season in the Europa League and the Conference League, and then qualifying for the Champions League for West Ham and the Europa League for Leicester for next year. So I don't really take on board the financial issue.
Have you run out of tins of tuna or something? I just can't work it out.
No, I'm just putting forward a sensible idea, a common sense approach. Otherwise, you're going to get very weak teams from Leicester and West Ham taking on Arsenal, Spurs, who will win the games anyway, and people will walk away from the ground thinking, well, what was the point in that? And I'm just saying, what's the point in that? It's a bank holiday weekend. Right. Give everybody the weekend off. Let Spurs and Arsenal have the points. No one's going to grumble about that. It gives everybody just a time to rest ahead of what are big games for Leicester in Rome next week, 1-1, and West Ham 2-1 down going to Frankfurt.
Miss, I have to move on. I have to move on. Go and have some poached eggs on toast and watch that great Jack Nicholson film, That One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Hit me. 7:15.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.